Action News reporter Maggie Kent right there on the track for us in the middle of all the action, Maggie.
I'm trying to stay out of the middle of all the action because I will get run over, guys. We saw the high school ladies competing this morning, and now it's time for the Masters. That means those who are 40 and older, and the crowd is live for them. As you mentioned, we are at the 100 because of all the tradition. That tradition will be continuing later on this afternoon when we see the collegiate runners take the stage a little later on. We are live in Franklin Field here in University City. Maggie Kent, Channel 6 Action News. Guys?
It is a perfect day for it.
Nice.
Lucky to be there, Maggie.
Some of the best on the track.
I sure am.
Thanks, Maggie.
Good morning. It's 9 o'clock on this Saturday, April 25th. I'm Maggie Kent, and we're following breaking news this morning. I have those stories in just a minute, but first, Payton Domschke is here with a look at that AccuWeather forecast. Maybe not the weekend we hoped for.
No, but if you wear a bright color like us, because we have to support the Flyers, maybe it's going to make the day just seem a little bit better because it is dreary outside. And you'll notice that's an onshore wind component. This easterly fetch is locking in the clouds, and there are a few showers. Those are passing on by through parts of Montgomery County into Philadelphia right now. Tabernacle, maybe a little drizzle drop here or there, but the Poconos continues with some light rainfall. This is all associated with a nearby warm front, but the bulk of the wet weather is still off to the west. That's going to stream in as we head from late afternoon into the evening. As I put things into motion, it gives you more perspective. This is the driest timeline of today into about midday. And with future trackers, I've stopped things here at 5 o'clock. There's actually some brighter tones showing up on the screen. So some moderate pockets of wet weather. Philadelphia seeing rainfall by 5 o'clock. It's steadier off to the north and west, and that just continues into the overnight. So this is going to be maybe around a half of an inch to an inch of wet weather event for the city, and that could help with our drought conditions. 55 today, again, dreary drizzle this morning, but much cooler than we should be. That rain does linger into your Sunday morning plans before the sunshine tries to creep in late tomorrow, but it's really in full force by Monday again. And Maggie, we are tracking additional rain chances by midweek. Your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast is coming up in just about 10 minutes.
All right, Payton, thank you. The Sixers pushed the Celtics in Game 3 of their playoff series as it shifted here to Philadelphia. They rallied to take the lead late, but Celtics star Jason Tatum hit huge shots in the closing minutes to steal the 108-100 win. Boston leads the series now 2-1 with Game 4 tomorrow night on the Sixers' home court. Action News reporter Elizabeth Worthington captured the pulse of the fans. Philadelphia police are investigating two separate deadly shootings that happened around the same time. A former police officer and school security guard is now facing child pornography charges in Bucks County. Investigators say that the alleged criminal activity may have spanned decades. Action News reporter Brianna Smith has more from Bristol Township. A tip from a concerned neighbor led first responders to a Lancaster County home where nearly 100 animals were found living in Time now 9:08. Next on Action, voice Steve Witkoff and President Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner are expected to arrive in Pakistan today for a new round of Iran war peace negotiations. Well, the Justice Department is dropping its investigation into Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. Now to the cleanup underway across the Midwest following a series of tornadoes. This is the aftermath in Eden, Oklahoma, where 40 homes were damaged. Look at AccuWeather close to home.
Yeah, you saw those low-hanging clouds out there. That's all because of our wind direction. We have shifted. We've got an easterly wind component that's not only keeping those clouds very stubborn on this final Saturday of April, but it's going to cap and limit our temperatures. The growth there for maybe some of the northwest suburbs like Allentown into the Lehigh Valley, even just in the upper 40s. I think Philadelphia reaches the middle 50s. We do have some patchy drizzle around this morning. It's not for everyone, and there are definitely going to be dry breaks into midday before the coverage turns steady this evening as an area of low pressure progresses to the Delaware Valley, and that rainfall, it lingers into tomorrow morning. In fact, it could linger into midday, especially east of the city. I'm thinking some of our coastal communities still around maybe 1-2 o'clock dealing with a spotty shower. And yes, it's not the best timing, as you probably wanted to get outside on this weekend, but but look at it in a couple of ways. We need the rain. Our severe drought continues to expand across parts of the area. The latest update was dropped on Thursday from the Drought Mitigation Center, but also this is going to knock down some of our pollen levels. It's going to also give us a free car wash from Mother Nature. Rainfall totals, the consensus here for Philadelphia, maybe around 1/2 of an inch. Some communities, though, could walk away with maybe an inch, maybe some isolated higher totals, all dependent on where that moderate wet weather starts to set up. So with Storm Tracker 6, we do still have some of those light showers, again, very spotty in nature from parts of Montgomery County into Center City, back through Tabernacle and just north of Atlantic City. Outside of that, you have to find your way into the Poconos. So everyone else is just locked in the clouds, but it's got that raw feel to it where you want the extra layer, because if you were to stand outside for too long, you start to feel damp. So all of this that's happening this morning, again, very spotty in nature, is associated with a warm front that's nearby. The extra wet weather is developing off through western Pennsylvania. That's going to swing east. So with Future Tracker, by midday, I think the bulk of the area is still rather dry. So if you want to get the grocery shopping done, do it now for any of your flyers, maybe watch parties that you have later today. By 5 o'clock, we've got that rain moving in from northwest to southeast. Philadelphia experiencing some light rainfall. Reading, maybe a heavier burst of rainfall in there, but this continues all night with just waves upon waves of rain here. By 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, I-95 still seeing that wet weather. Even our shore communities, it's starting to leave the Lehigh Valley, and still a sprinkle or two by midday at the coast. But late tomorrow, this is a newer trend that models are picking up on. You can actually see the cloud cover breaking up. It's holding really steady, especially in our far southern zones, but maybe some late day brightening tomorrow. That could also help with our temperatures just a smidgen. Up to 55 by noon today, and that's an advancement of that steady rainfall for Philadelphia. It's a quick pivot back into the 40s, and we're going to actually stay unseasonably cool tonight. Temperatures for an overnight should be close to about 50 for the city. We're closer to 40 with a few outlying upper 30s and those showers continuing. And your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast, 50s into the day tomorrow, nearly 15 degrees below where we should support the Flyers.
There we go. Let's do it.
I just made your plans for you.
Okay, we like that. We'll be right back. His father was part of Joe Frazier's career, but now he's working to get more people into the ring, offering programs for those with Parkinson's and autism. Community journalist Nick Idenisi has this morning's Hometown Hero.
9:22 on your Saturday morning. I'm Action News meteorologist Payton Domschke. We're watching this area of low pressure try to tug its way to the east here, really exiting northeast Ohio, making its entrance to western and central Pennsylvania now. We are just dealing with some spotty showers this morning, some mist and drizzle, but the main action is still out to the west. What I was just showing you, that's what arrives here this afternoon and then into this evening, really blanketing the area tonight into the overnight period. With Storm Tracker 6 just northeast of Center City, the showers continue through parts of Montgomery County, approaching parts of Mercer County into interior South Jersey, not too far from Tabernacle, stretching just north of Atlantic City, clipping parts of the Garden State Expressway closer to Long Beach Island. So for the rest of today, for the city, temperatures only making it into the middle 50s. That's not a lot of wiggle room as we actually started today at 50 degrees. Those steadier showers take over again around 3 or 4 o'clock for the city itself. We'll start to see that in our far western communities first. More coming up in the next half hour, Maggie.
All right, sounds good, Peyton. Thank you. Of the NFL draft, and the Sixers fought hard, but a few critical rebounds were the difference in Game 3, that loss to the Celtics. Jason Dumas has your Saturday sports wrap. Of those stories in just a moment, but first, meteorologist Payton Domschke is here with a look at the AccuWeather forecast. We are making our own sunshine, as you like to say.
We sure are, because yes, it's a little gloomy, it's a little drizzly in spots this morning, but after all, we do need the rainfall. The timing just not ideal because it's happening on the weekend. With Storm Tracker 6, most of the action right now is just northeast of Center City. It takes its way all the way out to just north of Atlantic City, just south of Surf City here. From some communities around Glenside to Bend Salem out to Tabernacle continue to experience some light wet weather, even out to Pemberton right now. So the trend at this is trying to push its way to the south and east just ever so slightly. So some of those coastal communities along Long Beach Island, you're likely next when it comes to a little sprinkle here and there. But the steady stuff is still well to our northwest. This is going to move in this afternoon into this evening, and that's when things start to turn steady around here. Temperatures not moving too much. In fact, about 55 degrees under lots of clouds. Again, some of those low clouds producing some drizzle this morning, but the steadier stuff waits until later today. 55 for Philadelphia, but some of you could be stuck in the upper 40s, like Allentown, only 52 degrees in Surf City. Again, mid 50s all the way down to Cape May County. The rain does linger into tomorrow morning, but we start to have a clearing trend partially tomorrow night. So maybe a little late day sunshine before the sunshine really takes over on Monday. Temperatures get a boost, and then we have another system to track by the middle of the week that will produce additional wet weather. Maggie, more details coming up in the exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast.
All right, Payton, sounds good. Thank you. We all get text messages that sometimes seem a little bit sketchy, but you might want to pay closer attention to the texts that pop up on your phone. The Turnpike Commission is launching a program that will text certain customers about unpaid tolls. Action News reporter Brianna Gallagher has details. In a drive-by mass shooting is in custody just days after Philadelphia police have publicly identified. There's a heartbreaking development for a local boys soccer club after their overseas trip is canceled by the sudden shutdown of a travel agency. What's worse, the thousands of dollars that their parents paid for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity is all gone. Action News reporter John Paul has a story from Burlington County. A 17-year-old in Philadelphia is being called a hero. Jaheim Warner jumped into action when he was walking home and came upon a driver in real trouble. He received a special honor from the police department and fire department in recognition of his courageous act. And the family of the driver came to his home to thank Jaheim for his quick actions. He was also awarded a check by the Newman Family Foundation to put towards his training, hoping one day to become a Philadelphia firefighter. The time now is your roofer's kindness in action resulted in a life-changing fix. It started with mold, rot, and no money to fix it. But Joey Lawless refused to let an elderly man's world collapse. Weather with meteorologist Payton Domschke. Hey.
Unfortunately, things do pick up in intensity as we head closer to the wrapping up of their events, so maybe not the most ideal setting. It's definitely not yesterday's 80 degrees and partial sunshine across the area. We've got dominating cloud cover here as we've got a lot of folks now taking in the view of Battleship, New Jersey. It is dry for Center City right now, but there are some showers nearby. But the big thing we continue to chat about, and really has been the big talker almost all week long, is that we're getting much needed rainfall this weekend. It's helping reduce some of our pollen levels, assisting with our ongoing drought scenario, but also giving your car maybe a free wash, especially as we pick up in coverage as we head through the second half of your Saturday. With Storm Tracker 6, you can see most of the wet weather right now is very light in nature, just to the northeast of Philadelphia into interior South Jersey. Tabernacle just sitting at 50 degrees. This stretches just north of Atlantic City, clipping parts of Long Beach Island here, just south of Toms River. Malvern's dry, Quakertown is dry, Millville also dry to Dover, even Middletown at this hour. We continue to watch these showers around Pemberton, not too far off from Surf City, as they try to press their way to the east, even Trenton being clipped by a few spotty sprinkles. But the bulk of the wet weather is still off to the west. That's going to push its way in as we head from late afternoon into this evening. I've stopped the clock here at noon to give you perspective that from now until midday, it's really the driest window of opportunity you have to maybe hit the grocery store, get a walk in, maybe take the dog out without getting all of those paws muddy, because we're going to start to see that rain really take over, and it doesn't stop from about 5 o'clock all the way until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. I think that's when we start to see the coverage peel back from our far northwestern communities. It's still raining along I-95, South Jersey, Delaware, and then we'll still hold on to a few spotty sprinkles, mainly east of the city into midday. Still cloudy in Philadelphia, back to Reading, Lancaster, Middletown by any midday Sunday plans. But models have been trending a little brighter late in the day tomorrow. It's not going to be much, but maybe an hour or two of some sunlight's going to try to peek back on through, because today we're not finding much sun. In fact, today's high temperature just in the middle 50s, and that's likely to occur before we bring in some of the steady wet weather, and then temperatures start to really back off. We're at 45 degrees by 10 o'clock, 43 for an overnight low as those showers continue. It's brisk, it's chilly. Our easterly winds turning northeasterly here. 40 Trenton to Pemberton, Millville, upper 30s, Lansdale to Allentown. This system offshore completely tomorrow, but we start to see that northeast wind really lock itself into place. And that's why I think even by Monday, while we start to brighten up inland and temperatures are seasonable for Philadelphia, it could be cooler and a little cloudier at the coast. In your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast, a bright start on Tuesday with some late day cloud cover. And even on Wednesday, we'll be tracking just be around 60. Which might not be bad for Broad Street around here, but this weekend it's a good one for indoor plants.
Okay, let's hope for dry for Broad Street.
Fingers and toes. We'll cross everything we can.
Okay, we sure will. We'll be right back. A queer-owned restaurant that refused to wilt is blooming again, this time in Camden, New Jersey. The plant-powered, gluten-free spot built a cult following, and it outgrew its home. Now it's part of the city's downtown revival. Christy Aletto takes us inside the new space that just opened its doors this week. All right, we're going to get one last check on weather this Saturday morning.
I hope you automatically have pep in your step because Mother Nature suppressed some of those seasonal allergies, which is great news. But they'll bounce back into place by Monday.
Okay.
Temporary.
Action News continues tonight at 11. Now for Payton, Domschke, and the entire Action News team, I'm Maggie Kent. Have a great Saturday.
Flyers, excited for the Sixers playing later today. A lot going on, and a lot going on in the weather department.
Isn't there always?
Always.
Exactly. And I know that the timing under that blanket of clouds, it's all about our northeast wind direction right now, and that is limiting the temperatures to really grow this morning without that sunshine. It's only 42 in Tabernacle, 45 in Cape May, 46 now for Philadelphia, and we keep with the low to middle 40s all the way into the Lehigh Valley. So you'll want the extra layer this morning as you're outside. It feels damp. It's still raw, but as we progress into midday, it's just really cloudy. We're going to start to really exit with any of that moisture opportunity. It's just mostly cloudy this afternoon, but even some additional peaks of sunshine expected. I think just before we hit sunset, which is getting closer to 8 o'clock, we could have our high just in the upper 50s for Philadelphia. Still about 10 degrees below average, but a little warmer than yesterday. That sunshine could help us out. The winds will start to ease, but that northeast direction is keeping it cooler at the coast this afternoon. It's mostly sunny come tomorrow. Additional rain chances into midweek, and we've got another cooler than normal start to the month of May, which begins on Friday. Your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day is coming up in just about 10 minutes. Caroline?
Just a gray morning outside, but we've been saying it all morning long. Stay inside, get some of your chores done for the day.
Of course.
Take advantage of the
I'm thinking let's have a big breakfast. I am a sucker for breakfast. I'll have it for dinner, you name it. I could probably have it for every meal. I'm thinking cinnamon rolls, you get the waffles, the pancakes going. I'm making Caroline really hungry right now. As we plan out your Sunday together, we do have those low clouds, and underneath some of that is still lingering moisture, mainly east of Philadelphia. Think that fine mist and drizzle. Sometimes Storm Tracker 6 has a very hard time at picking up those details because the particles are so fine. But today, nonetheless, we're starting to dry out, and some late day sunshine will arrive from north to south. I think the limited sunshine would be through southern New Jersey and Delaware later today. It stays breezy, and it's a northeast flow, so it's going to keep things cooler at the coast. But those inland, with the help of some of that late day brightening, we could approach 60 degrees, but that's still about 10 degrees below where we should be. The good news, my car got a free wash, so did yours. The pollen levels have been suppressed, but by tomorrow they spike back up again. It's 46 degrees presently for Philadelphia, about 6 degrees cooler than this time yesterday, and sustained winds still around 15 miles per hour. We've been experiencing gusts on the order of 20 to 25 miles per hour through southern New Jersey and Delaware, all thanks to an area of low pressure trying to make its way out to sea. 46, as I mentioned, for the city, but low to middle 40s. It's the standard this morning, area wide. Even the Poconos back into the low 40s. So that area of low pressure continues to move away from us, and high pressure is going to start to nudge in. Essentially, that's bringing drier air into view. That's going to help us thin out the clouds this afternoon. So through midday, we're still very cloudy, 54 degrees. If you're making your way to Sunday service here, I'd grab the extra layer. It still feels super damp outside. This afternoon, temperatures approaching 59 for Philadelphia, but still much cooler at the water's edge, even though some sunshine does make its way into view by the time we get into this evening and just before sunset. So with high pressure sliding in, we keep the skies clear tonight. That helps temperatures tumble pretty quickly. We're down to 42 for Philadelphia. Our outlying communities communities. Could also be in the mid to upper 30s. I'm thinking locations well north of the city and interior South Jersey here. Some patchy fog is a possibility, but even patchy frost. There's actually a frost advisory in place for upper Bucks County, parts of the Lehigh Valley and the Poconos. So if you have any sensitive vegetation, this is the time to cover it up. But by tomorrow, after the cool start, we've got a seasonable afternoon under lots of sunshine here, but that northeast flow remains. So there's quite the gradient, almost 10 degrees, or I should say a little bit more than 10 degrees is our spread. From Reading, we could make it to about 73, 70 for Philadelphia, but only 57 in Surf City, around 70 from Smyrna to Millville, even Williamstown in the upper 60s. And your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast around 70 even on Tuesday, but the sunshine early in the day gives way to more cloud cover. And even we're going to hear it, NSYNC's going to make a comeback on Friday. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Every year.
It's going to be a little bit cooler than normal, but Broad Street right now is looking dry.
That's what we like to hear. Payton, thank you.
Well, it's 9:23 on your Sunday morning. I'm Action News meteorologist Payton Domschke with satellite and radar. We are watching an area of low pressure continue its way out to sea. High pressure is trying to nudge itself in. That's going to start to peel back some clouds, especially for those well north of the city first. That trend then deepens south as we go through late day. Unfortunately, if the clouds do trend stubborn in one spot, it's going to be southern New Jersey and Delaware. But again, that's an afternoon and evening concept. This morning, the clouds, they reign supreme. We're only at 51 by noon. High temperature yesterday was 56. We're slightly warmer than that today, up to about 59. And that'll be courtesy of some of that late day brightening. But because of our wind direction coming in off of the water, it will be cooler down the shore. High temperature today, about 59 degrees, still about 10 degrees below average. And there is a frost advisory for some of our far northwestern communities. Think upper Bucks County from the Lehigh Valley into the Poconos. And that's because we clear our skies overnight and the temperatures can drop pretty quickly. I'll have perspective on that and of course how your work and school week starts coming up in the next half hour. Caroline?
All right, those stories in just a moment. But first, let's get a check of that AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Payton Domschke. And you said some sun, possibly later today. That's what I'm holding on to.
I was actually just peeking through some of our Sky 6 cameras and you can actually find it well north of the city, just a little peak. We're going to start to see that evolve as we go from the afternoon into this evening, all because this area of low pressure heads out to sea. High pressure is going to start to nudge in, but the one thing that's keeping the clouds really low is our current wind direction. It brings in that marine layer. So underneath that canopy of clouds, we do have that fine mist and drizzle, and it's mainly east of Philadelphia this morning, but that raw, damp feel, it does exist. I'd grab the extra layer as you head out the door. It's 47 for Philadelphia, but a lot of our outlying communities just in the low 40s, from Tabernacle at 42. It's 43 from Toms River to Trenton to Quakertown. It's 46 in Dover, Delaware. Again, much cooler than we should be dealing with, even from a morning standard. Temperatures back in the low 50s early this afternoon when skies start to turn mostly cloudy, so some peaks of sunshine here. Highs today up to 59 for Philadelphia. I think those well inland could approach 60, especially through the Lehigh Valley where we work in some sunshine first. It's cooler at the coast. It will still be breezy, but that wind, it starts to back off tonight as high pressure really takes over, clearing the skies. So it's mostly sunny tomorrow, maybe a little patchy fog, but additional rain chances midweek in Caroline. The month of May, it starts on Friday and it could be starting cooler than average. We'll go through those details coming up in just about 10 minutes.
All right, Payton, thank you.
Philadelphia is expecting a rush of tourists to come in this summer, especially with all the events the city has planned. But the situation right now with charter buses is less than ideal. Right here, the PPA is getting ready to reopen this station on Filbert Street. Mural Arts will be installing large Philly-centric artwork outside the building, and the PPA says it's also hiring greeters to help people understand what's happening inside the terminal, as well as security to keep everybody safe. In Center City, Maggie Kent, Channel 6 Action News.
Think about that right now.
I love Halloween. I love Christmas even more, but what I could actually get a little used to is spring actually wanting to be spring. How about that?
I would love that.
It's been fluctuating back and forth. We had 90 not too long ago. We were just in the middle 50s yesterday. Today is a day of transition. We're taking you up to the Shawnee Inn and Resort here. You can see everything is so green, but this specific camera view has a pop of blue and some sunshine. The golfers here enjoying maybe the putting green. Everything's so lush right now, all thanks to the much needed rainfall we experienced this weekend. But we're drying out today. Now there still is some fine mist and drizzle mainly east of the city this morning. But not only do we turn brighter tomorrow as the next big weather headline, we're seasonable to start the work and school week. Around 70 for Philadelphia, not just for your Monday, but also Tuesday. Reading tomorrow could make it into the low to middle 70s. A little cooler in Pomona, still with that northeast flow, keeping temperatures in the middle 60s. By Tuesday, it's not quite as bright. I think we have a sunny start, but the clouds start to stream in, kind of the precursor to a spotty shower chance later in the day. But temperatures mid to upper 60s. Don't get too used to this feel. It's really just a double whammy here, because by the time we get to Friday, the Climate Prediction Center puts out outlooks for the next 6 to 10 and 8 to 14-day outlooks. Specifically starting Friday, not only here locally are we trending below average again, but the entire eastern half of the country. By Friday into next weekend, high temperatures upper 50s to around 60 degrees. Now we are cooler than this time yesterday, generally speaking, by about 5 to 10 degrees for most of the area. Temperatures right now at just 47 for Philadelphia. Outlying communities like Medford to Coatesville, even Trenton just in the low 40s. That continues out to Newfield at 43, Toms River at 43. It's 45 right now in Cape May and 47 degrees in Allentown. Those that brighten up quicker from north to south today will get a little bit warmer, except the water's edge, all thanks to this area of low pressure headed out to sea. With that fetch coming in off of the water, the ocean temperature is still very chilly, and you are extremely influenced if you live near the water to take on that proximity. So temperatures inland will be a little bit closer to 60 degrees, and that's what we're forecasting for Philadelphia around 3-4 o'clock this afternoon, when the skies are starting to pop a little more sunshine out. By just before sunset today, we will turn mostly sunny, and temperatures overnight, they tumble as high pressure moves in, clears the skies out. We're down to 42. Outlying communities could be in the mid to upper 30s, especially well north of the city from Bucks County, Upper Bucks, I really should say, Lehigh Valley and Poconos. There's a frost advisory for you. Some patchy fog is a possibility, especially where that moisture lingers a little bit longer come tomorrow morning start. But the sunshine will quickly burn that off. 70 degrees tomorrow afternoon. That's seasonable. Again, a bright start to your Tuesday, but the 62 degrees, and we're around 60 to start the weekend. Same deal for Broad Street Run.
Okay.
It could just be a little breezier. So we'll figure out if that's a tailwind or a headwind.
Yeah, winds at our back, please. Payton, thank you.